We all know that Duel Links is an expensive game. Getting the cards you want is much harder than in Master Duel, so let's take a look at the cheaper staples that you can get your hands on much easier. At number 10 we have Trap Hole of Spikes. It is a normal trap that activates when your opponent attacks with a monster that is special summoned this turn. It destroys the attacking monster without targeting and deals a bit of effect damage. What makes it so good is that it is completely free to obtain, because you can get it with basically any SR ticket. It can easily be destroyed by your opponents before they attack, and it is a lot less useful if you go second and your opponent has already summoned all of their boss monsters, but it still gets the 10th spot on the list for how easy it is for anyone to obtain and its non-targeting destruction. At number 9 we have Chaos Hunter. This is a monster that can special summon itself by discarding another card when your opponent special summons a monster. While it is on the field, your opponent cannot banish any cards. That effect can be completely useless against summoned decks, but can win you the game on its own against decks that like to banish their own cards to activate their effects like Phantom Knights. It is only at the 9th spot because it is not useful against every single deck, but special summoning a 2500 attack monster is always a nice bonus. At number 8 we have Solemn Scolding. It negates any kind of summon and any kind of effect by paying 3000 life points, and you can only activate it if you know other set back row on your field. It has a steep activation requirement, but negating anything your opponent does is just too good of an effect. The life point cost also triggers the Destiny Draw skill, which allows you to draw whatever card you want next turn. Keep in mind that you'll only have 1000 life points left after you activate this card, so you could lose very easily from an attack. You can also only activate Solemn Scolding once in a duel, because you won't have enough life points to activate a second one. Solemn Scolding is best used in decks that can gain a lot of life points, like Resonators and Aromages. At number 7 we have Spiritualism. This card returns a spell or trap back to the hand and cannot be negated. Even though it is not a quick play spell, it still clears a back row for one turn, which is useful for OTK decks. It has a niche that it cannot be negated, and I have seen countless opponents trying to negate it without reading what the card actually does. At number 6 we have KITEROID. It is a well-known Duel Links exclusive card that discards itself to block 2 direct attacks. It is especially good in Duel Links when used together with skills like Destiny Draw. Destiny Draw players would leave their board open for attacks, then wait for their opponent to attack with their monsters. After they receive at least 2000 damage, they will use KITEROID to survive the rest of the turn. During their next turn, they will activate Destiny Draw to draw whatever they want. The reason why this card isn't higher in the list is because it is limited to 2, and there are better limited to 2 cards to use most of the time if you're not using Destiny Draw. At number 5 we have World Legacy Clash. It is a quick play spell that banishes your monster, until the end phase to reduce the attack of an opponent's monster equal to the attack value of the monster you banished. The attack reduction is permanent, and since this card modifies attack, it can be activated in the damage step. When your opponent attacks your monster with a high attack monster, you can activate this card to beat over your opponent's monster. The best part about this card is its cost. You can use its banish cost to dodge targeting effects that target your monster. This card is limited to 2 because it was too good of an R card before, but this card has been out for a very long time and has seen no competitive play, so I think it should be made unlimited. At number 4 we have Stygian DIRGE. This continuous trap lowers all opponent monsters' levels by 1. It doesn't seem like it does much, but it messes up your opponent's levels, which can prevent a lot of synchro and XYZ summoning. Some decks surrender immediately when they face against this card. It's good if you go first against synchro and XYZ based decks, but if you go second, your opponent might have already summoned all of their extra deck monsters. It can also be easily destroyed by back row removal. At number 3 we have Ultimate Providence. It is a counter trap that negates any effect by discarding a card with the same type. For example, if you want to negate a monster effect, you need to discard a monster, This card is used mostly to negate monster effects by discarding a monster, and monster negates are super good, especially on a counter trap. Providence is most used in Blue Eyes decks to discard White Stone of Ancients to negate a monster effect, then during the end phase, the effect of White Stone will activate and special summon a Blue Eyes from your deck. At number 2 we have a Pointer of the Red Lotus. It is an rarity trap card that requires you to reveal your entire hand and pay 2000 life points to activate. It then lets you look at your opponent's entire hand and banish one card of your choice until the end phase. It has a steep cost like SOLEMN SCOLDING, but again, the life point cost will trigger skills like Destiny Draw. Looking at your opponent's hand and ripping a card from their hand are excellent effects, because you can just banish their combo starter and they wouldn't be able to do anything for the turn. Keep in mind that you need at least one card in your hand to activate this card, because you must reveal at least one card for your cost. Finally at number 1 we have Enemy Controller. This quick play spell has 2 effects. The first one changes a monster's battle position, and the second one lets you tribute a monster to steal an opponent's monster for a turn. Enemy Controller is mainly used for its second effect. Stealing a monster can be used both offensively and defensively, because you can steal a high attack monster for attacking or steal your opponent's combo starter. The tribute cost can also be useful in some decks that like to send their own monsters to the graveyard. For example, Blue Eyes decks contribute their White Stone of Ancients to trigger its graveyard effect. The only problem about this card is that it is limited to 2, but some competitive decks still choose to use Enemy Controller over other limited 2 cards like Treacherous Trap Hole. That just shows how good the card is. So what do you think about this list? Did I forget any cheap staple cards? Do you disagree with my placements? Tell me in the comments. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.